going on, family and friends, to another great episode of In the Know with Joe. I'm your host, Jay Viz, aka Joe. I have a very, very special guest. I can't even start where you know this guy from. You guys seen him on Black Lightning. You guys seen him on Wu-Tang American Saga. That's right. Jason C. Louder. Jason. I appreciate you even taking the time to come on my show, man. This is very exciting for me. I appreciate you, man. Tell the
King
people
Joe.
where you're from. Tell the people where you at.
King Joe, peace, brother, peace, man. I'm even more appreciative for you having me, bro. Yeah, man. So I've been living, bro. I'm a native ATLian, so I'm a born and raised native. You know, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. This is home. This is home, man. This is home for me. Yeah, man. So I'm still here right now. Kind of travel back and forth from New York to LA to work, but this right here at ATL is the home piece.
Staying busy during COVID, huh?
Yeah.
That's good. That's a blessing, man. It's a blessing. A lot of people ain't. You know what I mean?
No, it's true. It truly is. I don't take anything for granted. So that the blessing is definitely it's appreciated.
I get that from you, man. Honestly, it's just your vibe altogether. You don't take anything for granted. I feel like every role you get, you accept it as a blessing, and you put 100% into it. I'm telling you right now, the way you did, my man, on Wu-Tang, we're gonna get into that, man.
Okay.
So just to touch on a couple things you do that I know first of all is Baba. Baba do it.
Baba Tunde.
Baba Tunde. Baba Tunde is a
Yes.
storyteller, right? And this is
Yes, sir.
you created. This is a character you created yourself. What was Baba Tunde mean? What's the meaning behind it? And what's your idea with the storytelling?
So I taught elementary school for 17 years, right?
Oh wow.
And yeah, bro. Yeah, I'm a school teacher. You know what I'm
K-12?
saying? Yeah, bro. Yeah, K through 12. Well, actually, you know what? It was pre-K through 8th grade because the school stopped. Both of the schools that I taught at stopped at 8th grade.
Okay.
So we took the kids from pre-K up into 8th grade. Two very prestigious institutions, African-centered schools here in Atlanta, Romar Academy and Imhotep Academy. I was blessed to be at both.
Oh, Imhotep. That's my. We're gonna talk about that afterwards because that's and my cousin-in-law. His name
Whoa.
is Imhotep.
Wow.
He's an artist. He does a lot of Egyptian architecture. I gotta link you him. You just gave me the chills from the top of my head to this podcast. It's gonna blow his mind.
Wow.
Holy crap! Let me ask you, what subject did you teach? First of all, hold on. I gotta introduce you again, man. This is Jay Scott. He's an actor. He's a storyteller. He's a teacher, educator. He's a historian. I mean, come on, man. This is amazing. So, what subject did you teach?
I taught because they're both private schools. I taught the same subject at both schools. I taught PE and computer technology.
Nice.
And then at Imhotep, when they needed me to stretch out and when I was more needed in a different capacity, I taught 3rd grade math as well.
That's my worst subject, so don't ask me to help.
No doubt. It was.
That's amazing. For the transition, 17 years.
Yeah.
So you decided, let me go into acting?
Bro, like the story, man, it goes like this. Acting found me, Joe. I'm gonna be honest. And so my homeboy. So I used to be in a rap group, also back in the night, like from '94.
Actor, entrepreneur, rapper. That's what's up, man. But that's
Bro.
Yeah, you can't keep your eggs in one basket, man. I think that hands in multiple baskets are very important. They told us back in the day, stop doing that, right?
Yeah.
But now we're realizing that was the right thing to do because what if one door closes, we had another open door, and that's exactly what you did, my man. That's a blessing. You're teaching me a lot today, man. You're teaching that the road I'm taking is working. You know what I mean?
It's working. That's it, bro.
So and making me excited, bro. Like.
I love it, bro. This is what I want. This is what dialogue is about. It's about like sharing, right? I was in a rap group. The rap group, we kind of like not folded, but we were like, all right, everybody's lives is going in different places. So one of the guys in the group, he called me up. He was like, yo, you should go to this audition because they would always be like, man, you so animated. You got so much energy. And he was like, yo, you should be an actor. And I was like, I mean, I thought about it, but
Why not?
okay, yeah, why not? So I went to the audition. It was at Georgia State, and they pretty much was like, "Hey, here's what you do," and I was like, "I never done this before." They were like, "Oh, okay, sit out there,
You a
look over
newbie.
these. Yeah, you're a newbie." They said I was green. They said, "Oh, you
Yeah, they
green."
be like, yo, you sit out there on that bench out there because you're gonna be the last one we call, and then we're just gonna look at you and say, all right, have a good one, thank you. And they didn't realize
Right.
the monster they had out
They
there.
they they didn't know, but actually, you know what? What's really dope? The young lady whose play I was actually going to go audition for. Her brother is Shaka Zulu with DTP.
Okay,
Yeah, so
so there's a connection.
yeah, it was a connection there, and so her sister would used to manage us, and so it's
Okay,
kind of like, all right. I went in, I started reading, I read over the lines, and then once we started going back and forth, I was like, yo,
that's what I want to
this
do.
is this is it. And the next person was like, "Hey, can you read mine?" I was like, "Yeah." Jumped in it, did it. The next person was like, "Hey, can you do a Jamaican accent?" I was like,
Why,
"Yeah, I
why?
could try." Why? Yes, bless up,
What you
man.
need to do?
I take things right here. But so I did all of those, and then the director of the program, she called me that night. She was like, "Listen, you got cast in all of them, but I can't let you do that because you never acted before, so you can only choose two." I chose the one with Chaka Zulu, you know what I'm saying? Actually, she's Dr. Asantawa Sudi Ali now. And then I chose
Woo!
another one called Salam. That was about the Black Panthers, the first one. The second
Okay,
one was about an Islamic terrorist. I played an Islamic terrorist, and it was just me by myself on stage doing this like a 5-minute monologue. Crazy.
first of all, I want to touch on two things that we spoke about because,
Yes, sir.
so I don't forget.
Yeah.
The monologue right there, that alone, to be able to stand on stage and do something completely, singletary and nobody around you and no space to pick up where you fell, that's kudos, man. That's
Bro,
hard.
bro.
Hard because you know that. If you don't have nobody to vibe off of, that's hard. You gotta keep the momentum of the whole crowd at the same time. Keep your own momentum because you're on the stage by yourself. That's that's
Facts.
good, man. And then the other part of it is that the fact that you got cast in every single one of the
Yeah,
casting calls you went to. That's amazing, man.
yeah,
That's
man.
and now another thing I did notice is that as going through your Instagram and going through your history is that you do play a lot of uh, Black history type parts. It's amazing, man, how you form a
Mm,
character. Not saying you got to become that character because you're a Black man in America. You live this life.
right,
I don't know
right.
why people keep on saying slavery's dead and racism is dead and all that stuff. This is something you guys live every day. I'm Puerto Rican and Cuban. We're
Yeah,
Taino, the islands. We look into our history.
correct.
We're just as much as Black as you guys. Put on
Bruh, it's a diaspora.
yeah,
Yeah.
man. We're all from the islands. We're the Caribbean islands, man. I
Yes,
don't get
yes,
offended
bro.
when you're Mexican. I just get offended that you don't know your geography. You understand what I'm saying? It's the big difference.
Facts.
I don't care that that's my brother. You know what I mean? That's my Mexican
Right.
brother. That's my white brother, my Black brother. But just know your geography. We're from the Caribbean islands.
That's it. That's it, bro. You gotta know it. You gotta know
Not to get on that subject yet. So
it.
now you went from teaching to acting. Now
Yes, yes.
now you're in the flow because is this a time where Atlanta was just now getting into this industry?
Hmm.
Like, so this is in the last 10 years.
Oh no, yeah, this is the last year, man. That was in 2009 when I did my
Okay,
first,
okay.
yeah, the first audition. And so, but honestly, Joe, when I was in college at Georgia Southern University, one of my homeboys, he wrote a play, and the play was about this rap group. So he kind of wrote a play for me and my rap group. But
Nice.
then he needed some actors. He didn't have any actors. So he was like, "Yo, it's about y'all. Yeah, why don't y'all just do
How'd you
it?"
do it?
And
Yeah.
we just did it. So
Nice.
that was the first time I ever acted right there.
Feeling you had, that first feeling of, man, this is something that, the first tingle you had in your fingertips saying, man, this is something I might want to do because, where I started was I wanted to be an owner of a laundromat. You know what I mean? I
Oh
wanted to be
yeah,
on the street selling weed and trying to make it out there. You know what I mean?
right.
Like all this fast money. And then I realized business is important. There's
Mm,
certain steps you take in life when you have a child and stuff like that. So, man, do I want to work for the man for the rest of my life, or do I want to
right.
create my own? And I guess that's where the realization for you was like, man, that's not only money, that's the passion, the thing I love. I want to do the thing I love. That's to me, that's the importance of life. Is there's no point in living life if you have money and you can't spend it or enjoy it. Because to me, money is not the root of all evil. Money is what we need to live. The love of money is the root of all evil.
Yeah.
It's important what comes off your tongue. A lot of people don't understand one word changes the meaning of everything you say.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
One
and
word.
so you're doing it for the love of the I know the money, of course, but
Yeah.
in the beginning of any movie, we all know that you're just like a regular artist on the canvas, broke and just doing it because you love it. Not saying that you were broke, saying in this industry you were broke.
Correct.
I had to get up there. So now you're making your steps up. So now you're like, all right, so this is something I want to do.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So what point in your career, this acting career, did you decide? Let me start getting some management. Let me start getting some agents. You know, let me start doing this, creating a structure and a foundation for what I want to build as a career. Was
And
that
that's
right?
dope. Well, no, that's it's dope that you even asked that, Joe, because like everything, once again, bro, my whole experience so far, thus far, it's been like divine order, divine alignment, serendipitous. Because
Everything just
even
aligned.
it's just aligning, bro. Like I was teaching, still teaching, and one of the parents came to me and she was like, "Hey, Mr. Lauder, I heard you were doing some acting. My church is having this play, and we need an actor." And I was like, okay,
Yeah. What
yeah,
you
I
mean?
got you.
I do all that.
Right. So that was, and so the person who was over the production, they were Tyler Perry's assistant.
Whoa.
And so after we did the play, she was like, "Hey, I want to talk to you about an agent. Do you have an agent?" And I was like, "No." She was like, "I want you to talk to my agent." I talked
She was
to.
like, you need.
She said, "You need one," basically.
She
And so.
seen. She was literally sitting there and trying to do church and realized, man, there's a star on the stage. Her, and this is just me, saying what I say, but you know the vibe because I'm getting chill. It was her and her soul saying, that's my tithing today. That's my blessing. I gotta tell this man he needs an agent. I gotta set him up. That's
Facts.
deep.
Yeah, bro. That's
She had to
what
say
it.
words to you. She don't you pay for. She don't have to say. She didn't have to say a word to you, Jason. She had to say,
Right.
and great job.
Right. Yep.
She
That's all.
hold on. Something's telling me to tell this man, you did a great job. I work for such.
And
You need an agent.
yeah, bro. And that's what it was,
So
man.
she linked you with an agent, or
She linked me with her agent actually, because
whoa?
yeah, she linked me with her agent. So it was like boom, and then we talked. So once we talked, we had I guess an interview, a Skype interview, and the agent Linda was like, "Listen, we don't normally do this, but we want to sign you right now." After our conversation, she had never seen me act before. It was just like, "Yo, let's go," and I was like, "Let's go."
Right now,
Done.
you want me to jump to the screen?
Right.
Got you. I am an actor. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, bro.
That's
So
that's that doesn't happen.
it
That's
doesn't, man.
like what's her name? Fantasia's story with American Idol. People
Yep.
might not like Fantasia. I love her because she just her story alone and
A
realize
story.
that
Yeah.
standing outside of auditions when it was closed. And if the security guard didn't walk up to her and say, "Hey, let me get you in there," I believe it was a security guard,
It
but I
was.
remember
I think it was a security guard. Yeah.
and said, "Let me get you in this door real quick because something in him, man, I gotta get shorty in."
Yeah, bro.
And then look at that, superstar. Everybody
Superstar.
needs a chance, man. I don't care what happened in life, what goes on with you or what
Yeah.
wrongs you made in life. If we claim, I'm a different person. I believe in
Yeah.
God. I also believe that there's multiple gods. I believe God is a female, feminine is very
Mm.
strong. I believe
Yes.
God is a black female. To be honest with you, because these are the
Yes.
most powerful beings on the face of the earth to me. Is a person who can create a child, go through all this pain,
Facts.
go right back to normal, get it, and keep on running, no matter what. Right? On top, they didn't name him Mother Nature for no reason. They didn't name it Father Nature.
Right. That's
Comes
a
and goes
fact.
wherever she please. She doesn't discriminate. She
Yeah.
takes what she wants, and that's
Mm.
it. And she literally controls. You know what I mean? So,
Hmm.
I know that wording and things are not placed in life for no reason.
That's correct.
We talk about women and femininity. So to me, I think that all the blessings that are coming to you right now are
Yeah.
going to continue to flow.
Oh
Like,
man,
um,
that's blessed. I
let's touch
received
on
that.
where did we get. All right, so now you signed to an agent.
Right.
Now, did you go from, because obviously you did 4 casting calls, so it's not like you can't get into the casting calls, right?
Well, before that, everything I was doing was pretty much like theater. I was doing a lot of theater and a lot of like I was submitting myself for like
Okay.
these independent projects. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Student projects.
So you were indie pretty much.
I was indie. I was indie. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Grind.
And
That's
and still in class, like
and
taking
still and still
taking
in class.
yeah taking
I'm
classes.
teaching, I'm learning, I'm learning, and I'm acting.
Yeah, bro.
Because I mean, you still gotta pay the bills.
Facts.
Let's not get it twisted, people. Let's not get it twisted, fans. Atlanta is turning into the new New York and new LA. It is getting very expensive out here. So let's
Yeah.
stop saying, "Oh, it's cheaper to live in Atlanta." Go downtown. Go to Buckhead.
Go
I
to
can almost
Buckhead.
guarantee you. I've seen houses when I was driving Uber. New
Yeah.
high rises going for minimum $1.5 million. We're talking about Buckhead, Midtown Atlanta. So Jason understands the grind has to continue. That's why a lot of
Absolutely.
people York and LA do come out here and we can comfortably transition because it's the same type of grind. It's just a little bit slower.
Yeah.
The pace is picking up. I've been here 10 years. The pace picked up a lot. Traffic picked up.
Mm.
The way people move and the way people do things is literally picking up. The pace is picking up. So now we're doing all 3 of these. We're in school. We're teaching. We're acting, learning. When do we get to the point where it's like, I can't. Did it get to the? How about let me ask you? Did it get to the point where it's like I can't teach anymore, or did it get to the point where it's, I have to make a decision, a life decision? Do I want to continue to teach, or do I want to, pursue my dream, my career?
Yeah, man. And once again, divine order, right? So, in 2017, it was the end of the school year, and the owner of the school, she said, "Hey, we want to talk to you. Can you come to our office?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah, of course." She was like, "Okay, so here it is. Like this school year, you missed about 85, 86 days of school because you were on set, you had to go to auditions, you had to, you know what I'm saying? And we support you. They supported me 100%. I mean, the most beautiful support that I've ever received. And she said, so because of that, we don't want to hold you back.
You're
So
fired.
we're not going to renew your contract.
You're fired. They fired you nicely, man.
Yes, Joe. Yes, they fired me nicely.
That's the best. That's the best firing you ever got. That's the best thing because to me, I'm be honest with you. Where I work at now is a Chevron gas station, and the
Okay.
owner from the gas station, he's an Indian. He's a Hindu from New York though. He's from Queens, so he's really really down to earth.
Yeah.
He's up, and when I tell you, he was like when I first tried to get a job there, he's like, man, you're a photographer. He knew I owned a production company. He's like, what do you want from me, man? Like I was like, I still got bills to pay, and I know that this
Right.
job, that's a lot more convenient. It's down the street from my house and all that stuff. And he's like, Joe, I need somebody who's gonna be here for 4 years. You're gonna leave me after a year. And to be honest, you guys, David, I just got this drone. I'm literally 6 more months, probably 3 to 6 more months, and I'm out.
Wow. Yeah.
This man is like he literally, like you said. I don't know if that was because he spoke it into existence.
Yeah.
Because to me, I've been there like the last couple of weeks. I'm like, oh man, I don't want to be here no more. It's not because I don't like the environment. I don't like people that come into a gas station because of the pandemic, which we're getting to next, is literally getting people so really antsy, and I can't
Yeah.
stand environments because I have to. Just like us, we have to be able to. Then we have to be us as creators. We have to
Yes.
be able to. You have to get some alone time to get this mind right to start creating. People don't understand that. Why
Absolutely,
you
bro.
so distant? It's not because I want to. It's because I have to.
Have to.
We do a lot of behind the scenes. We do a lot of the things, and we have to get preparation. So he was like, "Yo, you might not be there now." When I can tell him 3 to 6 months, like, "Yo, this is my 2 week notice." I don't think he's gonna be mad. He's gonna say, "I
Mm.
told you so." It's gonna be a good feeling. Was like he's like, "Yo, I got your back," because I
Yeah.
know for a fact if I come back to him like, "Yo, I need $2,000 investment," he'll be
Yep.
like, "Got you, Joe. That's nothing."
Period.
And that's the same thing.
Period.
If you come to that school next week and say, "Hey, I'm doing a short film, a school to use. I need some teachers, actresses. I need your office to be the principal because I'm the principal, and you could be the assistant principal." They'd be like, "Doing my
Done.
business."
Facts.
So I
Yeah.
feel that you were able to go to a business, I mean, where you worked at, and then get sat in the office and literally feel within 2 minutes of the conversation you're about to get fired in a nice way.
Yeah.
How did you feel after you left that room? Did it feel like, man,
Oh, bro.
man, like because even in your head it has to be all over the place. Like, yo, I just got fired, but I can
Yeah.
move on to. I mean,
And I think for me, I wasn't trying to see that. I was like, listen, Hey, I can come back twice. I can teach 2 days a week. You know what I'm saying?
Let me make up the days I missed this year.
Right. And she was just like, no. We want you to fly. And I was like, all right, boom. So my mind is like, oh snap. I don't have no. Okay, that's income gone. So my mind, I started to think, okay, what am I gonna do? So I called my cousin. I was like, bruh, yo, they just let me go. He was like, bruh, do Uber, do DoorDash, do Uber Eats. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, boom, bet. So I jumped on top of that and started doing all those. But then something said, I was also like, yo, I'm still a creative too. So I was like, you know what? I want all of my income to come from acting, everything I do. And so that's when my agent hit me up. She was like, hey, do you want to do voiceover? And I was like, yes. She was like, we're going to send you a voiceover. Just go ahead, go in the closet, put a blanket over your head, record it, and then send it to us. I did that. It was for Adidas. Bro, they called me back 2 weeks later and was like, yo, Adidas wants to see you. They want you to go over the scene. And then she called me again about a week after that. She was like, you booked the job. You got the Adidas job. I was a voiceover for Adidas in 2016, 2017. You know what I'm saying? So
you're the people that are going to be on the end of the movie, like coming soon, September 31st.
It was actually a commercial. It was
No, but
Adidas.
in general, that's just to explain to people the voiceovers. You were literally doing, like anything that would be kind of commercial. You hear the voice, and because a lot of people don't know that literally, you look at a commercial, it's just not the actor, man. There's so many jobs that's involved in the commercial. Not the same guy talking. It
was me. So I was
make money.
Yeah, bro. And that was the cool thing about it. It was like, dang, you know what? I didn't know that was a possibility. But once again, I said, hey, I want everything that I do to come from acting. And so I started doing this thing called standardized patient for Emory University. They need actors to help the doctors learn how to be doctors. So they need the actors to act as if they're sick. I was like, yo, sign me up for that. Started doing that. They said, I start?
What?
Yeah, bro.
So that's not just another nurse or patient.
No, bro.
I always thought it was just another student or doctor or somebody just acting like, man, they literally hired an actor. I mean, to me, that's professional.
That's professional, right?
Because you can literally like, that hurt.
Right.
Like, what you doing?
Right.
Man, I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
I didn't know. It just blew my mind because that's another source of income.
Another source. Like, bro, Joe. And then I didn't do this, but somebody told me about it. They were like, the University of Georgia, they have lawyers who need to practice their law. So they need actors to act out the mock trials. Exactly.
Whoa.
I was like, yo.
Because once again, I'm a big lawyer show. You know, I used to watch the one that Megan Markle. I don't know their name. You know what
I know you're talking about.
That show, the lawyer show.
Yeah,
my favorite show. Because the kid had autism like my son. My son has ASD.
Oh,
he's a genius. So, he was good with the cases, but they did mock trials a lot. And in the firm, all the students were the actors, but technically they're really all actors. So
they're actors.
So
yeah, bro.
You guys jury and just jury and judge and like suspect and all that stuff.
Yeah, the plaintiff. I once again, I didn't get a chance to do it, but I know she said that they were looking for it, and so I was like, man, I'm still gonna do that one day. I know I am. I just, that's like I got to do that. So that was another piece, and then I started doing murder mystery dinner theater. Everything was coming, and then Babatunde started getting more gigs, and it was like libraries started like we want Babatunde to come and tell stories here.
But the Babatunde thing. So would you consider that as another source of income in the midst of all this that you were still doing, on the side there?
Yes, sir.
Are you saying that all these things were dragging and pulling? Because the reason why I found out about it is I went to media, so that just goes to show you. They start learning about Jason C. Louder. They're gonna about Babatunde.
Absolutely.
The first thing I seen was the event for Babatunde, and that's the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, yo, he's a storyteller.
Yeah.
To me, like I have another business and David knows about it. It's Be Rich World. It's the the children's book company I told you about.
Oh
And
yes.
so I do a lot of research. I do the social media marketing and sales. So
Wow.
I know the industry on book reading. Like a lot of people don't realize that people are still literally the most bought book is a hardcover.
Yep.
Kids still want a book in their hand. They still want to flip pages.
They do.
So it blows my mind that, and that goes to show you how that industry is still not dead.
Right.
Because yo, we weren't even talking about that. We just got into like all the way into your third pretty much career, and
Yeah.
we're like, but Babatunde came back, and it's like he did not come back. He's just getting bigger.
Right.
So
Wow.
now these are becoming bigger paid gigs, bigger
Absolutely.
audiences. Were you
Bro,
always dressed up animated as you are?
yes. Well, when I first started, it was just at the school, so I was just kind of I was
You were
kind
just
of
being
working it
a good
out.
teacher.
Yeah, exactly. And so, but as now, so then one of the parents saw me at a library, and she was like, "Hey, I want to manage Babatunde," and I was like, "Word, okay." And so now Babatunde has a manager, a separate booking manager. You know
Well,
what I'm saying? Yeah. So that was
another
like,
person in the vision. Yeah.
bro.
If you look at
So
my logo on my Instagram, In the Know with Joe has my avatar. We're gonna get it in the next production, but it has me with my head blown because a lot of the things I learned on the show about people I actually know is
yeah,
mind blowing. It's mind
yeah.
blowing because you don't really know a person until you sit down and have a conversation with them. I
Have a
don't care
conversation.
who you knew them in life.
Yeah.
If me and you knew each other for years and all we did was like each other's pictures on Instagram, we wouldn't know about each other. I just know that
Facts.
that's the Wu-Tang Saga, not knowing about Tunde, which actually is more interesting to me because that's my
Got it.
industry. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's crazy. So that's what happened. Somebody was sitting there like, "Yo, that's a dude from Black Light." Hold on, literally, you're talking to somebody who works in an industry that you had no clue that they're like the CEO of Reeds. You know what I mean? Or the Boys and Girls Club of America. You're like,
Right.
hold on,
Right.
this dude at my next event, or the
Yeah.
father who's rich and who got bat mitzvahs is like, hey, I need him at my.
Facts. 100%. one hundred
That's what I'm
percent,
saying.
bro.
So now Babatunde's doing good. Now you're
Yes.
acting, you got an agent.
Yes.
When does Black Lightning come before Wu-Tang?
It does. It sure does.
So now
So
let's
yes,
talk about Black Lightning even happened because whoo, that's a big one.
bro. Once again, mind blowing, right? And I think once it's all, man, everybody's journey is gonna be different, right? So mine just so happens to be like just serendipitous, divine alignment coming.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
yes.
So with the agent, now I'm doing more auditions. They're sending me to auditions, right? So I'm
Mhm.
doing more of that from straight from them. I don't have to do as many self submissions as I used to on
That's
my
a big
own, but I'm still doing it though. I'm
yeah, but you
still
still cut out a lot of time and you're doing the ones you want to do,
exactly, exactly.
opposed to
So
doing it because you have to do it.
yeah, facts. That's a fact, Joe. So yeah, bro. That's so now they sent me the audition for Black Lightning, and it was for a different role at first. It was for Joey
Oh, wow.
Toledo. Yeah, it was for a role called Joey Toledo. And so
Italian?
yeah. I'm sorry.
No, I said you were gonna play Black Italian.
Oh, I know, right? Joey Toledo, right.
I'm from up north, so when you say Joey Toledo, I'm thinking
Toledo.
Puerto Rican or Italian.
Right, facts. Facts. Now I would have pulled. If they wanted me to do the work, I would have done it. But
I know.
yeah.
So Joey,
So
you know what? Real quick, just talk about alignment. We were talking about, before this production started, is that your connection with me is another person on Black Lamont Jr.
yes,
I just did 2 episodes ago. Me and did a interview because he was on Star and Black Lightning, and
yes,
like when I look, I'm like, yo, this is crazy. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
bro.
everything aligns because they're keeping my guests in tune with each other, which means that if you watch from episode 2,
Right.
you flow into all these guests who are, put together, which I'm going to continue with people like Angelo Diaz and Pretty Fly Society and stuff like that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, and then eventually I want to get you guys all on a panel. And
Oh
so
man.
we could talk life, we could talk COVID. But so now you get the Black Lightning thing and it's with Joe
Yeah.
Toledo, and you're like,
Joe
you know what?
Toledo.
I got this. I'm gonna get this Joe Toledo. Little
Yeah.
did you know.
Little did I know, they were like, "Yo, you didn't book that role, but they booked you for a role called Frank Two Bits Tanner." And I was
Now
like,
Frank bigger than Little Joe's. Is he has
Yeah.
a big part?
Yes. Yes. So, but we didn't know this going into it. We like, okay, Frank Two Bits. He's a local drug dealer. You know what I'm
We'll take
saying?
Frank. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right, cool, cool. Let's go, let's go. So
Let's go.
so then I go on set the first day, and the director's like, all right, we got to capture this moment, this scene right here. And so he has me doing it over and over again. I'm like, yo, oh man, it's not good. And so Cress pulls me over to the side, and he's like, listen, like, you're supposed to be here. Let's just see what he wants. Let's take his direction, and let's just go ahead and knock it out. And so the director comes back and is like, okay, this is what I need. And Cress is like, we got it. So we do the scene again, and the director is like, that's it. And he was like, I wanted to keep pushing y'all because we're introducing this new character, Frank Two Bits, and we want to make sure that we can keep him coming back again and again. And I was like, oh,
You know,
snap.
let me tell you what's crazy, Jason, is because with a few of my guests, I usually talk to them like my friend Zoe, the engineer, who is literally on 1500 up in the beach from Quad Studios, being the head engineer. Like I tell him, like, own the fact that you are a star. Like, but here's a little difference I feel about you. You own the fact that you are a star in the making, man. Like you're not like, I might be that guy. You're on like, and the reason why I say it, I'm not saying that you're very egotistic, and you know that the vibe is great. You're very zen, but the
Yeah.
thing is that I feel like it's gonna be easier for you to fall into these roles because you know
Mm.
you're destined for this spot. Everything's been happening by the blessings, so you know the blessings are gonna continue to come. So it's like, why not just this person I know I'm gonna be? Is not. I tell people just like Jay-Z said, and I say it a lot. He
Mhm.
said, why keep on dying on the streets you don't own? He said, take your drug money, buy that whole street, and then you could die for the street or talk about this your block. Because it's not your block,
It's
right?
not your block.
We never said we're not going to move out the hood. We said we got to get out the hood. You know what I mean? Like, and then we can come back and help the hood.
Right.
But everybody don't have to stay in spaces, and everybody has to know that growth is the most important part of life. You can't be
Mm.
the same person. So you're already in the mood. It was like, I got this. So now the reason why I was saying all that is to say that even a person like you to be in a scene like that, get startled and stumble in your mind mentality. Man, is this for me? I
Mm.
love doing this because the director got me feeling like I'm the worst actor in the world. And then
Right.
he's like, there it is. So
Yeah.
my question for you and for new actors in this game is tell like let the act let the actors know that it's not hard to understand that a lot of these gigs with directors and people in behind the scenes it's gonna be hard, but
Yeah.
understand that it's a process, it's a journey through that, and the end result is a multi-million-dollar film. So it's
Yeah.
a hard journey dealing with directors, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And there
You
are different
would
types of
get back,
directors.
right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, they're definitely different types of directors. You know what I'm saying? And so it's dope being able to be exposed to that and then learning. Okay, you know what? This director is more of a visual. This one is more of an actor's director. This one is more of a just a director. Like, okay, do this, do this, do
Yeah.
that.
So what I'm saying is like directors kind of help you mold into what they need because it's their idea
It's
and
their
they want
vision.
to come to fruition. Yeah, so they want you to make sure you're doing what you do,
Yeah.
but they might not tell you right away. They might pressure you to think you're doing a bad job so you can work
Hmm.
harder. That's what you're saying. He's like, yo, I just want you guys to bring it all out. Like I'm about to fire
Hmm.
you every day, and then you're
Right.
like, this is amazing,
Yeah,
brilliant.
yeah.
That's dope. So
Yeah,
now,
bro.
so now the scene you were talking about, that was your first. That was your first everything. Boom.
First day
Now
on
you get
set.
through that. So now you walking in there like it's nothing. Like this is work.
It's completely work, but it's beautiful because it's like the space that they created. Like this is a show by Salim Akil and Mar Akil. So their vision for the show is like, oh man, these are black folks who are taking this story of a black man, Black Lightning, right? A
Great name.
superhero and a superhero family. Come on, bro. Like, what is
Around
a
the same time,
superhero?
Black Panther came out too.
Same time, bro.
Come on.
Same time.
And everybody was like, yo, this might not work.
Yep.
And when I tell you I was watching, I was like, yo, it's working.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that show is CW, right?
Yes.
So the network, think about it, because I'm old school. I remember when WB and all these other stuff like that. To see that CW, the shows are getting a lot better,
They are. They
and
are, bro.
they're touching the culture.
and they touching the culture. Like that's what's dope
People
about it.
don't understand. Use the culture the right way, and we'll give the love back.
Facts.
I mean, come on, man. Like, we're here. We're ready to work. Use the culture. Why? Like, for example, you're from Atlanta. You know that
Yes.
in Atlanta, when this industry started, because I was driving Uber and I've seen it happen. I picked up people from the airport, from New Orleans, from LA, from everywhere else but Atlanta, coming here because they're coming to work
Yeah.
instead of these industries that are here hiring within Atlanta. And you know, it's
Mm.
starting to change now a lot, but a lot of the people that work here moved from outside of Atlanta to Atlanta because of the industry. Why do you think that this industry is really hard for Atlanteans? That's how you say it, right? Atlanteans?
ATLians.
ATLians. See, I'm still from Jersey, you know what I mean? So ATLians, why is it hard for ATLians to actually, you know, get into the industry as deep as I feel like they should be already? Because this
Yeah.
industry's been here for a while.
It has been here for a while, but I think it's been here in ebbs and flows. Like at first, like in the heat of the night, and that was one of the bigger shows that was here. And then you got kind of had Vampire Diaries started kicking up and stuff like that. I think that people didn't. I don't think we were aware or recognized that when that tax incentive hit, it was like productions decided to say, okay,
It was
let's
like,
come, let's
you gonna
come
give
here.
me a 30% break?
Right.
I'm on
I'm
my
right
way.
here. You know what I'm saying? So that tax incentive hit everybody by surprise, took everybody by surprise in a sense, especially if you weren't already in the industry. You know what I'm saying? So then, of course, it brought more productions here, which needed more agents to be able to hire people, which needed more actors. So then that was like the domino effect. You know what I'm saying? And everybody doesn't have the same wherewithal or the same knowledge. So therefore, you get pockets of people who may not be doing the training. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I just want to be an actor, so let me just jump in it because it's here. And so you kind of get different. You get different different pockets of that, right?
Yeah.
And so it's now becoming more like, okay, you know what? We need to have the best, we need to have the high level training. We need to have, you know what I'm saying? So knowing that, people are beginning to say, all right, let me tap into these spaces, these places, these sources where I can get the training, so I can be, I can be somebody who is doing the work on these types of shows. You know what I'm saying? Because now I have the training behind me, and I have the knowledge, the set etiquette, like all that stuff comes into play. I
Yes.
think people forget that. That's all that is a part of acting.
So,
All of it.
it's funny that you say that because, Patrick does the bookings on bookings.
Yes.
So is that something that you're eventually gonna get into, like literally teaching set etiquette and stuff like that? Because I think that's very important, man. Like,
Yeah.
people
No,
don't
it's
know.
very
People don't know how to sit there, and read a script and get ready for a part. People don't know that you're just reading your part, but you got to understand everybody else's part. People
facts.
don't know like the steps, like what's the etiquette of going in here, what you can and can't do. Is that something
Mhm.
like if you're not gonna eventually do you tend to help a lot of people with?
Well, you know what? I think there are studios here in Atlanta, some really amazing acting studios that they do teach that. They talk about that. They touch on that. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay,
people are getting exposed to
good.
that particular like knowledge and that understanding. And I think more people start to go to these acting studios that are legitimate and that put up good work. I think that's going to be more and more. It's going to become the norm, if you
The
will.
norm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, so now we're in Black Lightning. Were you
Yeah.
still were you still doing Black Lightning when you got the offer for Wu-Tang? How did that come about?
Yes. Same
And
time.
how about this? Before we even get into the Wu-Tang
Right.
saga,
Right. Right.
why don't you do me a favor? Introduce your character name and introduce this clip we're about to play for them.
Got it. So all right. So check it. Check it. The character, the role that I portray, his name is Cressy. Right. He's this Jamaican drug lord. That is the first person that kind of recognizes the talent in Raekwon and wants to invest in his, you know what I'm saying, in his career. And so this scene is where I think it's two of the other characters they're watching
Watching.
Cressy go to church with his girl Vivian.
Yeah.
They go Cressy too. They probably talking business. I know the motherfucker went to church. He don't. She do. Man, that girl Vivian with him? I've been trying to fuck her. Talking about not doing business with us anymore. No business. With me. That mean they ain't going to eat. They'll go back uptown. Let them stay but on small potatoes. The rest of the island all mine. What if this starts a trend? Do you know who you fuck with? Nigga! Who the fuck are you?
All right, let me tell you something, man. First of all, because I watched this is my fourth time watching that. I've been telling people for years that you can't commit a crime after watching CSI, man. Like, what's wrong with people? Who wears some colorful ass sneakers to a scene like, come on, son. That's like wearing the new Roblox sneakers right now, man, with all the different colors on it, and let everybody see what you was wearing. So, like I said, we were talking about the Black Lives Matter situation, and going on with, like I said, black on black crime is considered crime. It's not considered.
Yes.
There's no such thing, and the reason why police officers are employed today is because they need violence, they need stuff to happen in the community to continue to have their job, and that's just a system that's all flawed in general. And when
Yeah.
defund the police, they don't mean shut the police station down. What they mean is
No,
take it down and rebuild the foundation.
that's
If you
correct.
take where I'm from, Camden, New Jersey, for an example,
Yeah.
Camden, New Jersey was known as one of the worst places to live in the United States of America when I was young. Now
Yeah.
it is known as a good place. It actually dropped its violence for 50% since they
Mm,
from either 2014 or 16, and
got
they
it.
changed that the police department and literally changed the whole city. And to understand that there's a different power that's trying to stop us from growth. I mean, Black Wall Street. There was not only
Mm,
Black Wall Street, but
yeah,
before
bro.
Black Wall Street burned down. I mean,
Yeah.
they don't want us. Right now, I'm doing something called susu, and we're eating off of it right now, which everybody
Yeah.
thinks $100 group, $800 group, making money within each other, blessing each other.
That's correct.
Understand that there's ways to make money here. Just as a people, we kind of get caught up in who's making what's in your pocket, what's in my pocket, and because
Hmm.
we're trying to form to understand like who's gonna make it to the top and who's gonna be on top of the hill.
Yeah.
So right now, dealing with the pandemic and the Black Lives Matter situation, George Floyd and Rayshard Brooks. I want to make sure I say,
Yes.
and us being in Atlanta, seeing that
Yeah.
literally happen right down the street, because I used to drive Uber past that. That's my exit to jump past the University, I jump past the traffic downtown.
Yep.
Take it
Yep.
right to know that I passed that place thousands of times.
Right.
Been at that Wendy's and ate there. I'm sure you've been
Right.
there before.
Yep.
Now we go through George Floyd. Now we going through Brooks here at
Yeah.
home,
Yeah.
and
It's
then
just unfortunate, bro. It's really unfortunate, and it's like I think the whole idea is us becoming knowledgeable of our constitutional rights, and that especially the 14th Amendment right, which is the amendment that kind of like the police are beholden to, and so we as citizens have to realize that we need to become educated on what our 14th Amendment rights are, and then begin to exercise those rights, and then holding the police accountable for that, and finding other people. Once again, we all play our lane, right? So I'm like, yo, if people out in the streets protesting, that's their lane. Some people saying, you know what, let's go vote. That's their lane. You know what I'm saying? So I think everybody has a role to play.
and
You
we're
just
doing
got to
this.
figure out what your role is. That's it.
That's right. That's right. This is the way here at JVIS Production we do our protesting, and we do it by taking
Yep.
people to the self, and
Yes.
exposing, man.
Yeah.
Listen, man. We're gonna wrap it up now. So
Yes,
let's.
sir.
What's next for Jason? What does Mr. Louder have that's coming up soon that we should be keeping our eye out on, and then just let them know where they can follow you on all your Instagram handles.
Absolutely. So, Joe, I'm man. About a year ago, I started working on a project called Sour Milk, and it's about post-traumatic slave syndrome (PTSS). And so, bro, we
PTSS, post traumatic slave
slave
syndrome.
syndrome.
That's deep.
Yeah, bro. And I think we took a pause, but it's always still we're always still here figuring out how we're going to return to that project. But that's a passion project from my heart that I definitely want to return to. And then I've been blessed to do a couple of other projects. The Abiding by Barrington Marson. I'm on another. We just wrapped this project with Jamal Wooler called My Brother's Keeper. It's a short film.
Nice.
By director Apar.
Nice.
And then working with this sister named Courtney Arlette. And her project is called Pretty for a Big Girl, and it's about plus size women and getting their stories out. Because once again, bro, it's all about telling our stories.
Yes.
That's what it's about.
A real quick comment on the PTSS.
Yes,
that's to me that's deep because and not amongst everybody because people can't handle the truth sometimes. My wife, like I say, we're from New Jersey. But coming to the South, a lot of Southerners have a slave mentality. For example, I have a $400 Comcast bill. I'm getting on the phone and I'm waiting until I get to a supervisor.
Yeah.
And making sure my bill goes down $300.
Absolutely.
From Atlanta, and I've seen it. The only reason why I speak is because I've experienced, like my neighbor.
Okay.
They'll pay the $400. And they'll ask no questions because, oh man, Comcast is right. Why do I owe $400?
Right. Question.
I understand. I didn't know why I owe $400 is going to come out of my account to your account, and then when we figure it out, oh wait, I didn't owe $400. So I tell everybody, you want to come and talk on a podcast as myself, do your due diligence and know your history. Don't come on here and sound like an idiot because anybody could fact check me. I'm never going to say something I don't know about or I haven't done research about.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I can't wait till that project. You continue doing that because I want to be front row watching everything you got going on with that.
Yo, that's a blessed, bro.
Jason, I appreciate you being on the show. You don't understand how much this means to me. With the Wu-Tang. Please tell the people where they can follow you at, all your handles.
Yes, sir, bro. You can catch me on Instagram at jason.louder. You can catch me on Facebook, Jason Louder, and then you can catch me on Twitter, Jason C. Louder. I got my website coming up soon. You can also catch Babatunde Speaks. Babatunde Speaks.
Babatunde Speaks, baby, and we're gonna do something special. We're gonna do something special in the next maybe in the next few weeks with him. Actually, from the character, we're gonna do something dope. If you don't mind, I think that'd be. I'm saying we'll have you in character and everything, and you can tell one of your stories. And we'll do a dope live thing, just like we're doing such as now. But instead of we're gonna call you Babatunde.
Yes,
man,
sir.
I really appreciate you, Jason. Please, thank you, and the fans and friends and family. I appreciate you guys being on In the Know with Joe. You guys already know that this right here is a JViz production. You guys always know who's behind the camera. That's my boy, POV Digital Media, my business partner. I call him the Wizard of Oz behind the screen. I'm the one in front. I speak, he creates. And this is an eStream Live Podcast Network production. Understand that if you want to hear and see us, check us out on our eStream Live on YouTube, or you can check us out on Spotify, Anchor, anywhere you can hear a podcast. Just like the man on CNN said, he said, anywhere you can hear a podcast, you can hear us. This is In the Know with Joe. I'm your boy JViz, JVIZ_ shots with a Z at the end on Instagram. Follow, like, subscribe to eStream Live. Make sure you check out Jason C. Louder. Make sure you check out everything he got going. Bless. Keep the vibe straight. I appreciate you. Peace.